iPhone 17 was the most controversial phone launch ever. But why? This thing is a copy of the iPhone 16. No, it has got a much better display. 2025 and still no telecamera. But the ultra-wide camera this time is significantly better. Just stop. Because I've been using the iPhone 17 for the past 1 month and this is clearly not what it seems from the outside. So today I'm going to share everything and even how it compares to the iPhone 16 in the long run. The design is the most depressing part of the iPhone 17. It literally looks like an extension of the iPhone 16. I don't think the colors look great too, except for the Sage version, which is probably the only good color in the set. The rest of them are very washed out, except for the black. I bought the Mist Blue version since that was the only color available in the store and I don't like it. But there is only one thing likable here, that is the tried and tested iPhone 16 design. This thing has survived a lot of drops and that instantly gives me the peace of mind that iPhone 17 would perform similarly, unlike the new problems that are coming up in the revised designs of the much pricier Pro models. Also, if you're looking for a case of the iPhone 17, I would definitely recommend this one from Spigen. It is not sponsored, I bought it myself, I even left a short review on Amazon. It feels rugged yet surprisingly lightweight. The link is in the description. Next is the all-new display. This is slightly larger than the iPhone 16, but the phone dimension-wise is still the same, so you do get smaller bezels. Not something you will notice unless you have the iPhone 16 or lower, but what you will definitely appreciate is the 120Hz display. This was the much needed upgrade for a long time. It took 4 iPhone generations in order to get here, finally. I don't know how many more generations we will need to get the telephoto camera. You might see the display also looks slightly more vibrant than the iPhone 16, but that is mostly because of the aftermarket screen protector applied on the 16. The 17 is also very visible outdoors, and that is not just because of the high peak brightness. The screen also now reflects lesser light, which plays a major role here. We saw the same improvement in the Ultra series of the Samsung Galaxy smartphones. But obviously, this is not as efficient as that. Performance-wise, the phone is solid. It tackles everything effortlessly, especially quick on-the-go video editing, even with 4K clips from my Sony camera. I won't talk about day-to-day app performance because that is fast and also pretty much pointless to mention. I'm also not a heavy gamer. I mostly play very odd games because I'm not into shooting multiplayer games like COD and more. But this is a PC-grade, graphics-heavy game created using Unreal Engine 5. And again, it runs like butter, effortlessly. I have never noticed any lag, but still, there is a small concern, and that is heating. Especially after 15 minutes of playing, it becomes very much noticeable and even uncomfortable to hold. The A19 chip on this thing is 11% faster in single core and up to 20% faster with a more enhanced 5-core GPU compared to the Apple's A18 chip. But the efficiency and the thermal design improvement falls a little bit short here. Now, let us talk about the all-new cameras. Starting with the ultra-wide, since it is upgraded with the new 48MP sensor, which gives a significant boost in quality compared to the base iPhone 16's 12MP camera. In normal photos, the quality boost is not very noticeable. I would say they seem like pictures taken on the same camera because at the end of the day, it is not always kept at 48MP unless you select it explicitly. So even when you zoom in, the 17 is only just a tad bit better. There are slight improvements in the dynamic range, which also improves the clarity in harsh scenes with direct focus on light. The videos are great too on the camera, and I found myself using the ultra-wide camera far more than the main camera for this purpose because of the wide FOV without visible degradation in video quality. Dynamic range is also very good, and switching between the main and ultra-wide camera, as always, is very smooth. The main camera is fabulous. It takes lovely photos, and in terms of dynamic range, iPhones are pretty much unbeatable. If you just like to point and shoot and consistently want pictures that look good and are predictable in terms of processing, you should definitely go for the 17 or even the 16 because the main camera is literally the same in paper as well as in terms of real-life performance, but there are very subtle differences. More on that in a separate comparison video. Needless to say, the video performance of the main camera is equally excellent. I would say even better than the photos. The dynamic range, colors, clarity, everything is just fabulous, and it does that effortlessly. Not even for once I felt like it struggled even with low power mode on. I think they keep the Dolby Vision video on by default. I do not remember now properly, but it makes the video quality much better. But there is still one place where this phone struggles, and that is zoom. The absence of a telecamera on such a pricey phone just does not make any sense. The weird marketing term fusion camera that claims to be a single camera that can do telephoto is only valid up to 2x, but beyond that, it isn't. And it is not just in zoom. The 17, just like the 16, has the same focusing issues in the dark. The night performance has barely improved in the main camera, and even in terms of just image processing, it is like a one-to-one copy. The ultra-wide camera still does not have OIS along with the front camera. The footage, though stable and clear in all the cameras during the day, the differences get noticeable after the sun sets. But where it did improve is the portrait mode. The 16 had these weird edge detection issues in zoomed portraits. The 17 does not have them anymore. The front camera has also improved significantly. Pictures have slightly better clarity, but more importantly, the recording is fabulous and it makes vlogging very effortless. Although I feel like the angle kind of looks weird since I am not accustomed to taking landscape videos like this. The lack of OIS does not cause any issues since the EIS is extremely reliable in the daylight. Although, like I mentioned, during the nighttime, slower shutter speed causes shaky videos to fall apart. The special modes are very fast and reliable. The cinematic mode looks very realistic. The slow motion mode does not have 4K, but it still works fine. A few days back, I tried to capture some of the spectacular firecrackers in the sky. I got a small few of them in camera, but all thanks to the quick start in recording. During the daytime, under direct sunlight, when your phone is overheated, slow motion mode might become a bit unreliable. I experienced it once when it just would not start recording. But yeah, it was only a one single isolated incident. The new dual mode video is very useful, and you can change the position of the front camera square during recording. It even adds these nice motion blurs when moving around the camera box. The camera app is very easy to use. It is further simplified in iOS 26 and everything is accessible even in single-hand use. The Photos app takes all the responsibility of interpreting footages properly. It replays HDR footage back correctly and even safely converts HDR to SDR when you try to share a particular footage to ensure compatibility on other devices. And talking about apps, let us also keep in mind the system software. This is the iOS 26 with the controversial liquid glass interface. Many say it is a copy of the Windows Vista interface or the Aero Glass from Windows 7, or even the fact that it looks like just another Android skin. These people have no idea about design, attention to detail, or haven't even tried iOS 26 ever before. The interface is far more evolved than what Apple introduced in the early beta stages. There are no visibility issues because of the adaptability of these transparent widgets. They literally change color based on the background element. And there are no overheating or battery drain issues in normal phone usage. I have this on my iPad 9th generation and it is very smooth as well as reliable. But is it perfect? Definitely not. Liquid glass looks beautiful, but there are so many small things that are just not very Apple-like. Like the glass elements flickering quite a bit when the background changes rapidly, or these issues in the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connection list, whereby the entire list shifts when connecting, which I just hope is not a design choice. An integral part of the system software nowadays is actually AI. And in all these months of using the iPhone, I have been very critical about them. They are still far behind the market standard. But there is one thing that I understood very well. Apple is unwilling to compromise with your privacy. Most AI comparison videos nowadays you see, like comparing Samsung and Apple AI erasers side by side, is a false comparison. I was myself a part of this gang since I never understood the reason of the bad performance of Apple Intelligence. Most Android phones' AI features need the internet to be on, which essentially means faster processing, availability of AI features at a lower price, lesser toll on the battery, lesser heating of the phone, and more. But that also means lesser privacy. Your photo is being sent over to an external server where all the heavy lifting is done. Some of these brands are even vague or not open about their privacy policy and how they intend to use or not use your image. Apple does everything on your device, whether image generation using Image Playground or even the object eraser, which is very safe since your photo never leaves your device anyway. But that also means all the negatives: lower quality, reliability, heating, and a larger toll on the battery. And talking about the battery, it is disappointing. This phone has got a great processor, great camera system, whose tuning is pretty much unbeatable in the smartphone market, and the small battery just does not justify the price as well as the rest of the hardware. Light usage will last you a day, but heavy usage such as gaming results in an accelerated battery drop. And it is not just gaming, even too much 4K HDR recording, and then this phone won't even last half a day. So if you are out filming, the best bet is to have a wired power bank. You can go for wireless MagSafe variants, but reliable brands currently in India will cost you a good fortune. Since unregulated, uncertified wireless power banks are very common, they will heat up your phone and drop the battery health drastically. This is probably the safest bet. I would suggest you to get one from Xiaomi. They are very reliable. I bought 2 of them and they are excellent, except for the weight. on the bigger one. And that also brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. And also let me know which phone I should be buying next in order to review or compare with the iPhone 17 or compare among them, because the OnePlus 15 is coming out, I guess the iQOO 15 is coming out, and even we have the Oppo X9, which I guess is releasing outside of India. So yeah, let me know. So I will allocate funds accordingly and buy phones in order to review. I'm also trying to get in touch with brands. But yeah, if buying is the option, then we'll go for only one device. So let me know which one you would like.